All right, y'all. The amount of weight on the bar when you go to the gym, does it even matter? Yes, it matters. No, it doesn't matter. Am I saying this or that? No, I am saying both. All right. And it's going to vary from person to person and what your goal is. All right. So if your goal is to just go in there and get a great pump and you don't care how much weight is on the bar, then it doesn't matter to you. All right. If you are trying to be like a power lifter, whether you're trying to compete or you just want to do those type of things, then yes, it does matter. But also, we have another one, the ego lifting. All right, there's so many other layers I can put to that, but I'm gonna just say for the person that's trying to just work out, for the person that's chasing a number, and for the person who is ego lifting. This person is the person I want to talk about in particular. All right, and what is ego lifting? Right, let's talk about, for example, the squat. Right, a lot of guys when they put the weight on their back and they warming up, they got lightweight on the bar, they squat all the way down like this. You can't see me, right? Bam. Then they get heavier, 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 and they start squatting a little bit to the point where they're unracking the bar and they're squatting like this. That is called ego lifting. A lot of people will get misconstrued and confused and say, "Oh, you're talking about beginners. You're dissing beginners." No, I am not. I am trying to keep people safe. All right. Me myself, my squat ain't that impressive compared to my bench press and my deadlift. Right. And there's times where it was kind of comparable to those, and then things happen. Skip some leg days and get rusty, and then had to build it back. Right. I have multiple series on this channel about that. But what I'm talking about is a situation in particular that just happened maybe half a week ago, right? I was in the gym, and this is one of the reasons I don't like lifting in front of certain types of people, all right? There are certain types of people who have to have, if they see you lifting, they have to put more on the weight. They have to put more weight on the bar than you do. All right, I'm in there, I'm working out, I'm working about out sensibly. I got the weight on my back, squatting all the way down, all the way up. Bam, bam, bam. I think I got up to like 275, did that for a couple reps, and then I moved on to my other workouts because I was doing a full body workout. I wasn't trying to max out. I wasn't trying to go as heavy as I possibly could. I just wanted to do some decent weight, make sure I'm all the way down, come all the way back up for a couple of reps, right? This guy, every time I put weight on the bar, this guy, he was eyeing me. And then he seen that that was all I was lifting. So in his head, and I know this because I used to be this guy. In his head, and I've been in the gym, I've been around long enough. In his head, he's thinking like, "That's all you got? Let me show you something." Even without saying a word, you can tell the way a person's posture is, the way a person's looking, the way a person goes, "Yeah." You can tell what they're about to try to do. It's a competition to them. All right. It's a it's kind of like, all right, for those who drive cars, almost everybody has been through this. You might not have been through that in the gym, but you have been through this at a red light. You stopped at a red light, somebody pull up to you in the next lane, they look at you, whatever, and you can just feel what this person is going to do as soon as that light turns green. They race you unsolicited. Y'all ain't even racing, but they feel like they done something because they done peeled off in front of you, right? That's what guys do in the gym. And no, I'm not hating or nothing like that. Because this guy, and I stopped him without even saying a word because I was looking like, okay, he had one plate on the bar, which is 135 pounds. Squatted all the way down, all the way back up. He did, I forget how much he did. I forget his jumps, which mean not jumping like literally, but jumps meaning this weight to that weight, then to that weight to that weight. That's what jumps mean in lifting, all right? He jumped from this weight to that weight, not literally his body jumping, all right? And I have to explain that because a lot of people like, I know that. I can tell what you're saying. You know what I'm saying if you know anything about lifting, but the other 15 people that watch this video might not know, all right? I need to let them know too, all right? I want everybody to know. Beginners especially, you need to know, all right? So if you already know, let the next person know, all right? So if that don't apply, let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Um, so he went from 135 to I think 225. And when he did 225, I could tell like he was like struggling with it, right? And he went halfway down. He went about here. You see, you can still see me. If he went all the way down, you can't see me, right? This is all the way down. All right. He went about half, right? And I'm looking like, okay, maybe he's gonna get maybe he's gonna be done. All right. A sensible person, if you cannot lift that weight right, either you try that weight again, in my opinion, go lower. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do 225, do 185. Do 185 and be happy with that, right? Work your way up to the weight that you want to lift, all right? No. This man couldn't do 225, right? But a lot of people, they think that if I went down a little bit, I unracked, I went down a little bit, that counts. All right, if it counts to you, it counts to you, whatever. A lot of people say, well, maybe he doesn't have the mobility or whatever. He had the mobility when the weight was lighter, which means you keep the weight lighter. All right? You go slightly heavier until you can't, you know what I'm saying? Until it's heavy enough for you. All right? So I'm guessing he probably could have done 185. Right? What does he do next, which is important? He did 315. He put 315 on the bar. That's heavy for me at the moment. There was times where that was not heavy for me. Deadlift, I could almost do double that. Bench press, I can bench that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 172 pounds right now, I think. I'm cutting for the summer. All right? So he put 315 on the bar. And he did like this. Barely even an inch. He did it one rep. I'm going to show y'all multiple times of how it looked. He did one rep, struggled to get it back on there. Yeah. And he think he's doing so. He hyped now. Yeah. Like, dude, you went down 1 inch. And guess, lo and behold, what he did. He put more weight on the bar. Wait for it. How much weight did you think he put on the bar? Somebody comment below. Guess. It's probably way more than you thought he would do. He literally put a whole nother 45-pound plate on there. On each side. 3 45-pound plates on each side is 315. You got 3 45-pound plates over here, 3 45-pound plates over here, and a 45-pound bar. No, he has 4 of them. So that's literally 90 more pounds. It's a 45-pound plate and a 45-pound plate plus the ones that was already on there. That's 4. For those who don't know, I know the people that said I know. For those, I want y'all to understand how important this is. I just woke. I just worked. I'm tired, and I just feel like I need to make this video before I forget. This man put 405 pounds on the bar. You couldn't even cleanly do 225. Now you're doing almost double. Well, less than double. My math. 225 and 225 is what, 450? Yeah, almost double. Close to double. You doing 405, bro. And you had 315 on the bar and you went down 1 inch. He took a very long time, reasonably, to do it. All right, yes, you're supposed to take a few minutes for your rest time, whatever. But no, he's taking a few minutes because he's thinking about should he even do it. Because I guess some sense was getting into his head. I'm not dissing him. You can literally F yourself up bad lifting weights. You're doing it wrong. Right? And I looked at him like, didn't say a word, but I'm shaking my head and catching eye contact and let him know and feel my vibes, bro. Don't do it. And he didn't do it. He didn't even attempt it because he understood the assignment of what I was trying to give him. Have I been there and done that, done dumb stuff, ego lifting? Yeah, I did. I have. One thing about me, though, and not just in the gym, but in real life, I try to fly a straight arrow, right? Because I learned from watching other people. I learned lifestyles that I thought I wanted to go down. I learned from things I thought I wanted to do. And also in the gym, I learned from watching other people literally snap themselves up and I know people who are messed up for life. For things that a lot of people will say, And if you don't lift, then of course you don't know. I'm not dissing you either. I'm just trying to explain to you before you get in that gym. I know a lot of people are trying to get in that gym for the summer. Start light. Start light. Focus on your form. And once your form is good, you always focusing on your form. 10, 15, 20 years later, you should still be focusing on your form. Training wheels, right? But before you add any heavy weight on there, you better know how to lift. And you better know what you're capable of. Yeah. Or you're going to go in there and mess yourself up. That's like, imagine your first time driving a car. Rewind back to when you first drove a car. Now imagine whatever car that was. Now switch it to a NASCAR and somebody hand you the keys to that. You think that version of you can handle that car? That version of you right now can't handle that. I probably can't drive that mother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I can't learn, but I will take, if I want to drive that NASCAR or the Lamborghini or the Bugatti or whatever it is, I will take the proper steps to learn how to do it. All right, I don't even know how to drive a stick shift. Like, I'm not saying those cars are. I'm just saying, like, I'm not the type of person to say I can't. I just never tried. I can learn it, but you better believe I'm not gonna take that thing and drive it like I've been driving automatics. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's the same thing people do when they go in the gym. Their first day, they're in there trying to max out and hit PRs. Anything is a PR on your first day. You ain't never lifted. So any amount of weight that you lifted is a PR. And what's a PR for beginners? I know somebody who know how to lift know what a PR is, all right? It's a personal record. You have no personal record because you ain't never lift no weights. So if you go in there and lift 1 pound, and even if it's easy, it's a PR. All right? Be satisfied with that.